In this first part of the webinar, myself and Craig will be talking about what makes our model for respite care so unique. And also, we will also share some transferable lessons. So I'll start by explaining what makes our model so unique. And Sue has already touched on a few things, but I'm just going to provide a bit more context. So last year, one of our volunteers did a really great service evaluation for us and found that we are only one of 2 holidays in Scotland for children with really complex needs. But having said that, though, we do get a lot of feedback from families that they would have never thought that their child would be able to access a service like ours. And that just really shows how unique we are as a model. One other thing that makes our model really special is the continuous holiday care that we provide. So this means that once a young person comes on holiday with us, they can come back for 6 continuous years. And this is really important because it basically allows parents and carers to have some really reliable respite care. It's something that they can plan for and that they know that they will get a break in the summer. And the continuous care also means that we really get to know the young people that come on a holiday with us. And this is really important in providing individualized care. And we will talk a bit more about that in the rest of the webinar. And then, like Sue said, we are 100% volunteer-led, but not only that, we are also the only holiday with peer-led care. And that means that, as Sue explained, we have this partnership with Fettes College, and their students, so 17, 18-year-old and 19-year-old students, come on the holiday with us and are volunteers, and they provide one-to-one care and offer a lot of fun on the holiday. But I won't say more about that because Ellen will speak about that more when she speaks about the power of volunteers. So in thinking about how we can support young people in coming on a holiday with us, I would first of all really like to invite you to imagine going on a holiday camp for the first time. And you don't know where you're going, you don't know who with, you don't know what you'll be doing. So I'd like you to consider what you might want to know in advance, what you might want to bring, if you had any dietary preferences or requirements that you would want someone to know about, and specifically whether these things would determine how much you would be able to enjoy yourself. Now, I think that most of you will probably say that you would want to know a little bit in advance. And this is because being prepared helps us to feel safe and well. It helps us to build trusting relationships. And these things then allow us to explore and try new things. And this is important for us, but it is specifically important for our holiday makers, because when the world is difficult to comprehend, familiarity and predictability are particularly key to feel safe. And this then also provides a really fundamental challenge for us on the holiday, because how do we take 16 young people who on a holiday to a completely new place with completely new people when they value predictability and familiarity above everything else? And we find that helping young people prepare for the holiday is really key, and we bridge the gap by keeping everything as familiar and as predictable as possible in order for the young people to have a really great experience. And this picture that I've included on this slide really sort of illustrates that, because this is one of our young people. He is on a trampoline with having a lot of fun with a volunteer. And this is something that he wouldn't do in his day-to-day life. But as you can see, he is holding his phone in his hand. And we know that at the same time, he's watching his favorite YouTube videos. So sometimes you need to bring YouTube with you in order for young people to explore the world and to do new things. Right. So how do we help prepare young people to come on a holiday with us and to go away for a week? And we do this by really getting to know the young people that come on a holiday with us. So we really focus on their needs and find out about their behavioural, medical, emotional, physical needs. We want to know all about their interest, like their favourite activities, their favourite songs, their preferences, like preferred routines and preferred snacks, but also the way in which they communicate. And this is really important because in order for us to communicate to young people what the day will look like and to create that sense of predictability and familiarity, but also for the young people to communicate their needs to us, we really need to understand how they communicate. And this could be by finding out if they use symbols, if they might use specific signs, but also what their signs of distress are. So a lot of young people who come on the holiday with us don't communicate verbally. So it's really important for us to know how they communicate through their behaviour. At Super Troop, we spend a lot of time on really getting to know the young people to help them prepare for the week away. And as you can see on this slide, we have a 10-step process for this that involves, first of all, gathering a lot of information prior to the holiday. So parents will complete application forms. We will then do phone calls. And for some young people, we also do home visits. And then we use all of that information to develop a very specific care provision for the young people. And this might include developing very specific communication tools, but also make sure that we've got the right items, such as preferred snacks, for example. And then there is also a lot of learning on the holiday itself. On the holiday, we will have daily meetings about what works well and what doesn't work so well. We then also use this information during a debrief meeting after the holiday. And all of these reflections then get fed back to families, the wider system, but we also use this information to inform our next holiday. What can we do better? How we can support the young people even better. And this again just shows the importance of the continuity of our care model, because it really allows us to, like I said, to get to know the young people and to make sure that they have a really good transition into Super Troop every year and that they can make the most of the holiday. And this quote just really shows the benefit of doing all this prep work. So a parent fed back to us last year that the phone calls, home visits, extra social stories created, they really went above and beyond to get things right. And it really did pay off. And that is something that we find as well. Right, so in preparing, we always say that the devil really is in the detail. And I wanted to give you some examples of what our preparation looks like. Because we know that what seems really insignificant to most of us can provide a huge source of familiarity and predictability for the young people who come on a holiday. And it can really make the difference between being distressed and trying a new activity, or going home and staying on a holiday. So in this first example, you can see some smoked sausage instructions. So we have one young person who always eats smoked sausage for her meals, but she has a very specific way in which she needs the sausage to be cut. And if it's not cut in this way, she won't eat it. So in the first year that she came on the holiday, this provided quite a lot of stress for the whole team. And then we created these instructions, and now it is really smooth sailing because everyone in the team knows what to do. And then the second screenshot is, you can probably all recognize it, is the Spotify Wrapped for one of our volunteers. And as you can see, the top artist is The Wiggles, which is an Australian kids band, if you've not heard from them. One of our holiday makers is a really, really big fan of The Wiggles. It provides him a lot of comfort and safety. And yeah, just keep in mind that Super Troop is just 1 week in the year, and Spotify Wrapped covers the whole year. So you can only imagine how often this volunteer has played The Wiggles for this holiday maker. And I'm pretty sure that there were a lot of other volunteers who also played The Wiggles on their own devices as well. So I'm now going to hand over to Craig, who is going to talk about some case studies to really bring this to life.